right now, everyone at home is just saying, you guys, all we care about is what can Ryan type into the spreadsheet? Yes or no?
That's cute, right?
Star Wars Rebels was a Star Wars show that was animated and had a bunch of different characters.
Yes. Star Wars Rebels looked like a video game that somebody recorded.
Star Wars Rebels takes place 14 years after Star Wars Revenge of the Sith, but 5 years before Star Wars A New Hope.
Wow.
Star Wars Rebels was oddly familiar to me, even though I never saw it before.
Weird. Hey, everybody. Welcome to Fallingtower's Watch the First podcast in which we watch the first episode of a series so that you don't have to. And Jen does a cool little neck thing that I don't know if the rest of us can do.
Ah.
Ooh,
Can
that's
you?
hot.
Mike definitely can't do it. Josh cannot do it. He's like the Tin Man out there. All right.
I didn't know I had a talent.
As you may have guessed, everybody, we are doing a review of Star Wars Rebels, first episode entitled Spark of the Rebellion, Part 1. Here today, as always, he's the co-chair, he's the co-captain, he's the co-creator, Corn Pop, Michael Kenyon Rosenberg.
What's my Star Wars name, though?
Oh, yeah, he's giving us all Star Wars names today.
Gulf Boulder Matt.
Gulf Boulder Matt, reporting for duty.
Oh, dear. All right. And this all started because everybody, actress extraordinaire, Jurassic Jennifer Durst is here. I called her Jen Durdno.
That's my Star Wars name.
Her Star Wars name is Jen Durdno.
I like it.
Do I have one?
Yeah, Josh,
and
he has to.
You know him, you love him. Actor Josh Sussman, Star Wars name, Flap.
Flap. Flap.
I accept.
I mean, it's cute.
Thank you.
It's very cute, but it's spelled PHLLAPG.
Oh, I would not have spelled my name correctly. I've never won a spelling bee before. Maybe I should save that for the interview segment.
Have you entered one before?
Well, actually, I haven't entered one either.
Well, then there's.
I'd explain.
You got to play to win, Josh.
You got to do step one before you get to step two.
I was in third grade spelling bee. I'll never forget the word I lost to.
What word?
Flap.
It was feast. Like, who doesn't know feast? Like, even in the
spell feast for us. Let's go. Let's
PHEE.
Yeah. Show us how far you've come, Jen.
Do it.
He spelled it right. Michael spelled it right.
But I want you to spell it. Then spell feast.
I want to remember. I think I actually did spell it with a PH, and that's how I got kicked out. And I was so mad. It was FEAST.
It still is.
Jen,
that's not how you spell it.
Well, I think I went up and I got so scared, and I was like PH, and then they're like, you are incorrect.
Yeah, you deserve to lose that one for sure. So everybody, you are in for a treat. Finally, Jen and Josh are reunited on the Fallingtower Watch the First podcast, and we couldn't be happier.
And it feels so good. Reunited with their hearts in our face.
Okay, so let's just go ahead and get started.
Very Vulcanish today.
Thank you.
I'm thirsty today.
But before we get started, don't forget to like this video. Click the thumbs up button to like this video. Subscribe to our channel if you haven't already. If you have already subscribed to our channel,
don't do it again.
Go create another user ID and subscribe with that user ID, so we get another extra subscriber. But then also
the algorithm to have one person being 2 subscribers.
Not if they like and then also comment from both accounts. That's the key.
Are you encouraging catfishers? Because who is going to have an extra account unless they're a catfish?
I mean, if that's what you want to do with your extra account, I guess you could do that.
Well, we have a bunch of different accounts for different projects. Like, for example, there's the Fallingtower account, and Michael has his own personal account. I myself have my own personal account. We have virtual TrekCon. We have a whole bunch of other things.
I have a
That's not
Jurassic
canon.
Gen one and then a regular Jen Dursty one.
Ah,
See, Josh, now
Josh
you
is-
need to get one,
He has a Jolly Josh and a Josh Sussman.
and they are glorious.
ah.
I just only want to have one. I don't know why it combined with Google or something. It's just the Jolly Joshua is supposed to be all there is. I don't know.
Yeah,
But maybe I have a secret one also.
Google's a control
Oh.
freak now. They like force you to do all these other things that you're like, I just want to be a YouTube viewer. But oh wait, we love you, Google. Just kidding, man. Just kidding.
Just kidding, JK.
You know, when I want to search things, I use you. I'm not using you like I'm using you. Like no, I utilize.
We use you like to be used.
Yeah, with consent.
It's with
We
consent.
We use you by giving you all our private information.
You seem to know a lot about me. I sometimes type in the first few words and you knew what I wanted to search.
But sometimes those guesses are pretty wrong. Very wrong.
There's a joke there that I won't touch.
Yes. However, why not talk about Star Wars Rebels? Let's give it a shot.
Why
Hey,
not?
what's in your hand, Ryan?
Oh, I don't know.
Purell.
Ah.
Oh, you're a germaphobe like me.
No,
Good
I
to
think
have on
that,
the run.
I think they just handed this out on the Star Trek cruise, and so now it's sitting on my desk. You know, when people like they give you stuff at like events and stuff like that, and then when you're
Viva.
emptying your bag and you're like, I'll put this away later, and so I think it's just been sitting on my desk for a week since I got
And
back from the Star
Kira?
Trek cruise. No, that's
On a sponsor, Ryan loves you. His hands so clean, get sort of 99.9% of viruses, bacteria, and we all are clean and
I
not
love
spread
Purell.
disease because
Where's
we
my
use
Purell?
Purell. I'm gonna seem like a dirty boy if I can't.
Squeeze them
Ah,
out,
nice
and
Purell.
I just rub it right into my hands.
you
It
are a
just
dirty boy.
evaporates.
You guys, we have to talk about Star Wars Rebels. Now people are
You
gonna
know, you can say I was rebelling by talking about
Oh.
other topics.
See,
Was I
he's
a
so
rebel?
on topic. He was being a rebel. He's just getting into the the atmosphere of rebels.
So here's the first game of the day, guys. Yeah, you've been watching for however,
Predicaments.
how long, and we're still in the first game. It's the first game of the day. Michael calls it predicaments. It has nothing to do with
Predicaments.
freshening your breath. It's when we make predictions as to what the other people thought of this show. Now, Michael and I have known each other for way too long, so we could usually guess. Michael can sometimes even guess the noises I make when watching a show. He did that last week. Go check that out.
Yeah. Mhm.
Josh is intrigued at least. Here we go. Jen is grossed out because she has a dirty mind. It wasn't a gross thing. So
wanna hear the
Michael,
Wait, what sound did you make? Because I haven't seen last
You'll
week
just have
yet.
to watch. You'll just have to watch last week's.
maybe if we're good, when it's Mike's turn to predict, we will predict the noise I made when watching
Ah,
this
so
show.
Ryan's giving me a clue about what he thought about this show. Okay,
Oh.
Ryan.
I
go
don't think
ahead with
so.
your
It could be
prediction.
any noise. Here it comes.
I want to hear these noises. I'm in now.
She likes to listen. All right, Michael, I predict that you sure have been haranguing and harumphing with animated things lately, saying they are for babies, saying that you hate the people that made it and wish them illness.
Like,
I don't
that's
think I ever said that. I don't think I ever said that.
But you
ever,
do like
but,
Star Wars. So I'm going to say that you're favorable on this. I think that you liked it. I don't think you loved it, but I think you liked it. Josh, I think you liked it pretty decently, like around the 7 to 8 range. Michael's more like the 6 to 7 range. You enjoyed it. It didn't blow your mind, but you enjoyed it. You were like, this is an enjoyable show. I'm going to enjoy watching this. Jen, you are a Star Wars nerd too, or you would have us believe that because you think it's cool. You like pretty much
Stone
everything.
face, Jen Durst.
Yeah, you liked it as well. So I think all three of you liked it. I think Jen and Josh liked it slightly more than Michael. What do you think, Michael?
I also think that Jen and Josh both like this. And I think that Ryan did not. It's only a half-hour show, so he didn't go, ugh, which is the noise that he makes. Ugh. He loves to, if he sees something.
Almost sounds like if I
were,
liked it too much.
If this were a 45-minute show, he would have been like, ugh, God, do I have to watch 45 minutes of this garbage? Because I know from his review of Star Wars Clone Wars, his review of Star Wars The Bad Batch, that he is not a fan of this style of animation. I think it's a little bit different than those two shows, but it's still very similar. And I think that he is taken out of it by the animation, and he just doesn't care enough to get into it.
Well, now hang on. So
Jen and Josh both liked it.
You made the noise that I would have made had it been long. Knowing that it was not long, what noise did I actually make then?
Oh, thank God.
Mhm.
I could watch you listen to you make those sounds all day. Get that on a
I think
loop.
you have to reenact them.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I think he did. Josh, your thoughts? What are your predictions for us?
My predictions is that Michael did not really love it. I mean, I'm basing on you said he's not been high on animation, so I'm thinking it's Star Wars, that maybe he had fun with some stuff and you enjoy the music that gives you good memories of the movies, and they have some of that, and he's able to enjoy that. But overall, it's not going to be something Michael's going to want to watch again. And Ryan, I think you're going to be less enthusiastic than Michael. Though you're going to make those sounds, I'm going to... But you had a good time. You weren't bored. The length was good. You could probably watch more of them, but you're not in any rush. And Jen, I don't think you had a great time with it. That's just what my gut is telling me. Even though it's Star Wars, you're like, I want to love this. I should love this, but you never quite reached love. No love was made.
Good. That was a good way of putting it.
That's always a shame.
That's good. I feel like Ryan shouldn't go first because he knows Michael the best, and then I'm just gonna like cheat off of what Ryan says.
But that's okay. You guys are guests. We need to make it easy and fun for you.
We need to make this comfortable for you.
I agree with Josh because you said he's not a big fan of animation. I feel like he might not watch the second episode, but I feel out of all of the ones that we watched, this one was the best for him. So out of all the animation that he hated, he just hated this one a little bit less. That's my prediction with Michael. Ryan, I think, yeah, go ahead.
No, please.
No, you first.
I was just going to point out some of the shows that we have reviewed that are Star Wars related, but you're right. I should have waited until you finished with your predictions and predicaments and prediculations.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And I think we did Bad Batch, right? I think that was
what I was
the one.
looking at. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Ryan, I think same. I think maybe you'll give it I feel the same. I feel like you don't really like it too much, but you like it better than the other ones. Like, I don't think you're gonna watch the second episode though. Josh, this one's a tough one because I want to say that you enjoyed it and you liked it. So I'm gonna go with you're probably gonna give it maybe like a 6.5, 7. So you just like me, you didn't love it, but you gave it a chance and you enjoyed it.
I like how seriously you guys take this. You really, this is important. This is important.
That's why you have us back, because we do take it seriously.
Yes.
Yeah. Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly.
You're both expert guests.
Yeah. A few nights ago, Josh and I were at an event together, and he left early because he said, Ryan, I still need to prepare for this show.
Mm-hmm.
I've only been working on it for 3 days. I need to cram more. So good job, Josh.
90% of that is not true. The only part that is true is that we did see each other at an event. I did not leave early. I stayed till 10 p.m.
And I'm mad I wasn't at that event with you guys, except I was in Josh's heart.
We can talk about that a little later, you guys. I'm so sorry for sidetracking us. Michael is very prepared for his moment right now, and he's just waiting for us to shut up. So everybody at home.
I like it.
You have heard our predictions. Make your predictions in the live chat or in the comments below. Do you think I liked it? Do you think Michael liked it? Do you think Jolly Josh liked it or Jurassic Jen? That's a lot of J's. Sounds like
These are
high
interesting
school.
predictions.
That's more J's than high school. Okay.
Whoa.
What does that mean?
Oh, War Dogheim. He's always guessing that guess. Oh, boy. Anyway, so while you guys are tossing out your guesses and predictions, Michael Kenyon Rosenberg is going to tell us mercifully, what is this show even about?
A brave and clever ragtag starship crew stands up against the evil empire as it tightens its grip on the galaxy and hunts down the last of the Jedi Knights. In this episode, Ezra Bridger encounters the Ghost crew and joins them on a mission to free Wookiees from an Imperial Star Destroyer.
I did it all for the Wookiee.
Okay.
Wow. Exciting. All right. So here we go.
That was
It is
said in
time.
my very best Clone Wars narrator voice.
That was great. That was very good. I loved it.
Mhm. Mhm.
Maybe
Now we're
not
going
my
to go
very
ahead.
best. I only practiced it twice, so
Oh, you practiced
that was,
these?
That was perfect.
Oh.
that one I did practice because I wanted to get that Clone
Yeah.
Wars narrator voice down.
All right. So now we're going to compare and contrast what we expected versus what we got. Now, the people that are watching this for the first time, they're thinking like, whoa, are you serious? That sounds like a lot of fun. You're not teasing us, are you? No, we're seriously going to do that right now. Michael even has a special word for it.
We compare what we expected versus what we get in a segment that Ryan loves when I call expectations.
I don't love it. And I was
like
lying
that
when I
too.
said it was a special word. It's not
He
special.
loves it. He
I'm
loves
a fan of the word. I got your back, Michael.
Okay,
Thanks,
fine.
man.
Josh, what do you think? Break the tie. Here it comes.
That's a good word.
Foiled
You're
again, Jolly. I'll get you, Jolly. Yeah. All right. So, Michael, before you watch this first episode of Star Wars Rebels, by the way, let's just take a quick second to say, if you love Star Wars, we've reviewed Star Wars plenty of times. WTF number 2 was The Mandalorian. And then
With
we also
Jen.
did, right, with Jennifer Dursty, who you may know. We also did
Genderdo.
Star Wars Resistance with Kat Guerin. That was WTF number 35. Let's see. We got a couple more. Trying to find them quickly, but we've done a lot of these.
But
We
you
did
do
Clone
Boba
Wars.
Fett?
Yeah, but where is Clone Wars?
Clone Wars was like June last year or something.
We also did Star Wars Visions. That was WTF 86 with Rico and Darth, another gruesome twosome there.
Did people
And-
like Visions?
And Star Wars, well, you're
Yeah.
going to have to check it out to find out. We don't even know the answers to that. And Star Wars Clone Wars, wherever that one is, you can just find it.
We did Clone Wars. We did Bad Batch.
I bet
You
I was
did.
on that.
We did
Book
Boba
of
Fett.
Okay.
I missed Boba Fett, right? Oh no, I was on Boba Fett. Wasn't I?
Like
I was like-
Mandalorian armor?
Yes.
I love it. I wish I had
That's Star
some.
Wars. Yeah.
I wish I had some too.
Yeah, I can't find Star Wars Bad Batch.
That
We
was
did
yeah,
it.
but I was
I think
on
it was
that one.
Jen
remember.
and Scott, I think.
Oh yeah, it was me and Scott. I just wanted to get the character.
Hey, audience, don't get bored. We're gonna change.
So
we're gonna get-
anyway, Ryan was
Well,
going to
we
ask
keep-
me,
we keep
Michael,
going.
before you watched this show, what did you expect? And
I
what
was going to say that,
expected-
yeah.
What I expected is I expected that this show was going to include a favorite character from the Star Wars Clone Wars by the name of Ahsoka Tano. And that's pretty much all I expected.
And you got it.
Josh, what did you expect before you watched this very first episode?
I
There's
expect-
Book of Boba Fett. That is WTF 94 with Scott and Jen. Good knowledge, Michael. Sorry, Josh. Please continue.
I expected. I guess this is maybe one of the first Star Wars entries after Disney bought them, I believe. Expect them to want to, expect great stuff that's exciting to fill in the timeline between Revenge of the Sith and A New Hope. And I was just expecting new Star Wars stories. Let's see what maybe Darth Vader's been up to, before A New Hope, episode 4.
Okay. Whoa. Star Wars, The Bad Batch, that is WTF 60. That was also Scott and Jen. This is crazy.
Oh,
Too many.
I'm lucky to
Too
be
many.
here. Scott, be here. Scott, sorry.
Scott Baker. Yeah. Yeah. You're taking Scott's place today, apparently. Jen, so
I'm
everybody at home.
innocent. I just was asked to be here. Like Scott, I did no foul play to take
we were
your
asked
spot.
that we're a duo and we always come back together. So don't worry, Josh.
Scott knows what really happened. Josh strong-armed him and was quite the bully, and took over. But so everybody check those out. They're a lot of fun, obviously, because, Josh is fun. Jen, Scott, they're all fun people. Jen, before you watch this first episode, what do you think? What do you expect? What'd you guess?
From the way I felt about Bad Batch, I didn't expect to enjoy this one that much. I expected to have my ADD come out and like go all around and like not pay attention, kind of like how I did with Bad Batch. So that was my expectation of it.
You mean kind of like Josh was doing right now?
Yeah, I was like, oh, look at the shiny light over there.
You weren't too low on the Bad Batch. No spoilers, but
No,
you weren't that low.
Yeah, I wasn't too low on it, but I think I mentioned that it took me like a few times to actually go back and kind of like watch a few parts again. So that's what I expected to do with this.
By the way, everybody, check out Jen's awesome Star Wars shirt. Ta-da! And check out it said Rogue One at the bottom. I didn't notice that. And check out Josh's awesome Star Trek shirt. It's Boba Fett.
Star Wars.
Star Wars.
Trek.
Sorry, mine is Star Trek.
Oh, he disappeared. Oh, look at that. I love the turn. It's beautiful.
My shirt is just a general science fiction fandom shirt.
It's amazing.
Yeah. So my expectation before I watched this show, to be honest, was pretty much nothing. It's just like when we've looked at Disney Plus and you type in Star Wars, you're like, oh my God, when did they get all these animated shows? There's like a dozen of them or 24. So we could keep doing this show forever, just reviewing Star Trek shows. So I was like, hey, whatever. It's Star Wars. Yeah. I keep saying Star Trek.
Star Trek
That's
too.
what my mind
Star
is.
Trek shows always coming out.
But yeah, tons of Star Wars. We like Star Wars. So I expected to at least enjoy it somewhat. That's all but I didn't know anything about it. That's what we expected. Michael, what did you actually get?
Well, I will say that there's probably three big Star Wars animated shows, and that's Clone Wars, Rebels, and then now the Bad Batch. So those are like the tentpole animated shows that are kind of much must watch to learn more about the extended universe of Star Wars that's not in all the films. For example, in Clone Wars, you have a bounty hunter. I forget his name. Oh, Cad Bane. He's a real cool bounty hunter. And when we saw him in Book of Boba Fett, Orion probably didn't, but anybody that watched the Book of Boba Fett saw a live action version, CGI version of Cad Bane. And so all the people who had watched Clone Wars, my wife and I included, were like, whoa, Cad Bane, he's one of the most awesome villains from Clone Wars. And I think it's going to be a similar thing between this show and Obi-Wan Kenobi when that comes out in March. At the end of March.
Hey.
So I literally just watched the teaser trailer this morning for Obi-Wan Kenobi, and they're talking about hunting down the Jedi, and that's how this opens up too. They're talking about hunting down the Jedi. Darth Vader is talking to what I can only imagine is another Sith trainee or something like that. Kind of
Inquisitor.
The Inquisitor, and it seems like it's the same race of people as Ars Ventress. I'm not 100% sure, I haven't really gotten a close look at Ars Ventress.
Well,
who's
he's no Flap. Let me tell you that much.
Looking flap.
But so that's kind of interesting to me. But I'll tell you what I didn't get. I got no Ahsoka Tano.
But she'll be getting her own show, so you will eventually.
I will get some Ahsoka then for sure. And then Ryan will be forced to watch Ahsoka.
I don't mind. Sounds fun to me. Well, Josh, what did you actually get when you watched this show, or not get?
I got great music, which made me think this is awesome, but then I'm not getting the awesome. But I think there's a term that South Park invented called member berry. Are you familiar with this term? Oh,
Member
No.
berries,
certain member berries.
Easter eggs.
Oh, okay, that makes sense. Yeah.
Where certain things that makes you think, oh, I love it because there's this. I got a lot of ADD where it's, I tried many times to get into Clone Wars, and I've tried multiple times with Clone Wars. People say how great it is. And I had similar feelings with this, where it was very hard to connect. And I would try, but the music would bring me back and seeing familiar. So I got, that's my answer for right now. I got the music is what I got. I didn't get anything that I didn't get characters that I cared about.
Jolly Josh P. Sussman. Jen, what did you actually get?
I didn't get as much ADD as I expected.
Ah,
I got like one time ADD instead of like with Bad Batch that I had to rewind it because I got it so many times. So I only got it once out of 25 minutes. So not too bad.
Mm-hmm.
So a little
Okay.
better than what I expected.
Oh, and I got Aladdin vibes at the beginning.
I was
There's
gonna
an
say
art
that.
I put that in my
swear.
notes too. Aladdin, straight up Aladdin character. Yep.
And then
That's
he
why-
used the
yeah.
word street rat, and they actually used the word
They
street
did,
rat,
yeah.
which they called
And that's
Aladdin.
why I said when I was watching it, I felt like it was familiar. Like I've seen it before, but I never did. So it felt very familiar to me. And it was
Yeah.
like, oh my God, he just reminds me of Aladdin.
Yep.
Like,
Totally.
if
mhm.
Aladdin were force sensitive, yeah. Okay.
I mean, that's what I wrote it down too. I was like, oh, Aladdin, I get it.
You're
Okay,
one jump ahead.
so good knowledge, Josh. So here it comes, everybody. I know you've been waiting for this. What did Ryan actually get?
That's what everybody wants to know.
I didn't
Like
I didn't
it?
actually have a problem with the animation. Like I didn't even think about it until you mentioned it. So obviously it must have been good to my eyes. I got a show that was easy to watch and easier to watch than a lot of these cartoons generally are. It felt like it wasn't trying too hard to be one thing or the other, and was just, giving you a couple obligatory tropes that we've seen a million times before, but it moved quickly and I found it to be enjoyable-ish enough, So Michael right now is saying, yeah. Can we just talk about our favorite characters, you guys? That's all I care about. All Michael wants to know is, who was your favorite character? And Michael's like, yeah, but as soon as Ryan stops talking, I'm going to say what I like to call this segment.
Favcac.
You startled Josh. Everybody go to the tape. Go back 10 seconds and watch Josh.
Favcac. Who's our favorite character? Favcac. Our Favcac.
Like the Aflac bird. Duck.
Favcac.
Michael, did you have a favorite character?
Yeah. I knew that this question was coming because I do have a name for this segment now. So I wrote down who I felt was my favorite character. I mean, at least, so I like to go for the characters that I find most interesting. The characters that I'm like, man, I kind of want to know more about that character.
It's not the kid.
And that would have been Sabine, the Mandalorian. And she's a Mandalorian, but she's more like, I forget the name of the character from the Clone Wars and from the Mandalorian that Starbuck played. What's her name?
Okatano?
I'm forgetting all the names now. But she's like that kind of. She's that kind of. Katie Sackhoff, Bo-Katan, correct?
Pocahontas.
Bo-Katan. So she seems like she's a Bo-Katan type of Mandalorian, where she doesn't follow the way because she takes her helmet off, right? So she doesn't follow
She's a rebel.
the way.
Exactly.
A rebel. Yeah, exactly. Rebellious little Mandalorian. So that she's probably my favorite character because obviously of the Mandalorian, the television show The Mandalorian, what we know of Mandalorians from The Mandalorian and from the Book of Boba Fett. So that interests me probably the most because she wears Mandalorian armor at least, and she takes her helmet off. So I'm just fascinated by the Mandalorians.
Man, Josh, did you have a favorite character?
I didn't have a favorite character.
Jen, did you? No, I'm just...
Who did you think was the most interesting character?
I would have, I remember hearing about the show when it first came out. I guess it was a two-parter originally on Disney Channel or Disney XD. And Darth Vader, I understand, originally wasn't. And I know they did an edit where they edited him later, like maybe a month after the show came out, and added him in. That Darth Vader originally wasn't in the beginning of this, as we saw.
Wow.
From my understanding, I believe. And I wonder if that
was
good
knowledge.
Thank you. I hope it's accurate. I think it is, though. I feel confident in what I said. But no, I didn't have a favorite character. I didn't really care about anyone too much. Ezra's.
They didn't care about you either, so whatever.
Yeah. Whoa.
Don't make him cry.
Jen, did you have a favorite character?
I didn't. I didn't connect to anyone or have like a favorite one that stood out, but I don't know how to pronounce his name. Is it Kanan?
Kanan, I think it was.
I think Kanan.
Whatever.
Yeah.
I was like intrigued by his voice. I'm like, that voice sounds so familiar. So like, I was like, I'll talk about him since we talk about characters. I was like, I had to look him up on IMDb. I was like, wait, his voice sounds familiar. Like that's somebody I know. And then
it was George Burns.
No, it's Freddie Prinze Jr.
Oh
yeah.
So
George
I was
Burns would have been more interesting.
Yeah. So
by the way,
not that he was my favorite, but I just felt like he was familiar. Like I'm using that word a lot, and that's familiar.
Yeah, it's very familiar that you use that word. By the way, the voice of the Inquisitor. I mean, obviously, we know that Darth Vader is voiced by James Earl Jones, but the voice of the Inquisitor, that's right, Ryan's favorite, Jason Isaacs.
Oh, cool. Certainly not my favorite, but that's interesting.
But I also looked it up because I had a hunch that Inquisitor character shows up in Obi-Wan Kenobi, because I think I remember seeing a piece of that character in the trailer, and indeed there is a character called Grand Inquisitor.
Oh boy. So everybody at home, if you were not intrigued by this show before, you certainly are now. I think I'm going to tell us. Yes, please, Josh.
Oh, so Mike mentioned Cad Bane from Clone Wars. So I haven't watched any of the animated shows, or I've tried, but I watched all the live action. So I wasn't familiar with Cad Bane. And I guess I'm wondering, would I enjoy this more if I knew him? And just knowing about Obi-Wan, that I like that there's all this stuff, but it's becoming so big, like the MCU, where there's so much to watch. But I guess I don't want to give away what I'm going to do in the future, but it seems intimidating to have to watch all of this show to then be able to get into Obi-Wan, which I'm looking forward to. My expectations, even if I'm not on the Obi-Wan episode, I'll tell you now, my expectations for Obi-Wan are going to be so cool.
Therein lies the business model of you have to watch everything or you won't know what's going on in this new thing, or you'll miss this. And they intertwine everything that's how they get you.
And
that's very why I'm
missing.
I was wondering how they got me.
Review
that's
Obi-Wan.
how. So my favorite character, that's a lot of buildup for me for kind of a non-answer I'm going to give. I can tell you more that I don't give a shit about the kid. I don't care about the ponytail Han Solo guy, the droid, who knows? I thought the two ladies were cool because one's a Twi'lek and the other one has awesome hair, blue and orange stuff, which are complementary colors, and looked really cool. When she took it off, I've never before been like, whoa, cool hair. I felt like such a mark there. And of course, I feel like everybody should like the hairless Wookiee. guy that's not really a hairless Wookiee, but I don't know what he is. Nice Australian accent. I also liked Vizago, because I believe that's a Deveronian, unless I'm mistaken. So I just kind of like all the cool characters, and the boring guys, whatever.
All of
Whatever.
them. I was just looking up their characters. Now I'm like, which one's that?
Yeah. And I also liked that they showed a bunch of recognizable aliens. Star Wars fans love it when we see, and I forgive me, but I don't remember what Greedo is. Michael will know what kind of alien that is.
He's a green guy with suckers.
Yeah, well, there's a Greedo. You know, they talked about him in
no, not Andorian.
in the book of Boba.
That's a Star Trek.
In the book of Boba,
Rodian,
Rodian.
He's
Very
Rodian.
good.
Thank
Very
you.
good. So there was Rodian. There was the guy that looks like Ponda Baba, whatever race that is. There was one of those guys. There was those little guys that I don't know what they're called, like Nug Nuts or Pug Nuts or something like that. Dude, Star Wars fans know what I'm talking about. Those little, they're like little dwarven guys, like pug. We should call.
Oh, they'll tell us below.
Yeah.
I just saw a fly by your face.
Oh,
right?
you saw it? See?
Yeah.
Now you know.
He did see.
But there's a group of Star Wars fans who I think will blindly say, I like it because it had these characters, or because I saw this alien. And that's not enough to make something good. But there is a huge section of people like, I saw something that was familiar, so I like it. That's just
Well, I'll tell you this much. I knew who Ahsoka Tano was before she showed up in Mandalorian, because I had seen, this is before I started watching the show The Clone Wars, but I had seen like the movie that was like a precursor to the show a long time ago. And so she was in that, and I knew that she was Anakin Skywalker's apprentice. And I knew that something must have happened to her along the way. So I knew who she was when she showed up in Mandalorian, but I did not know who Bo-Katan was. We still haven't gotten to that part in Clone Wars where she shows up. But I still enjoyed it nonetheless. But when we saw Cad Bane, I did have a member berry, as you would have called it, because I did say, oh yeah, that's Cad, because I already knew from his history of watching him on Clone Wars how cool of a villain he was. And so I think you can still enjoy it without having to have watched everything. But I think for me, I can't watch Rebels and Clone Wars fast enough, because I want to see all this stuff before I watch Obi-Wan Kenobi. I know I'm not going to be able to, but
oh boy, sounds like we're starting to know. If he's interested to see all of Rebels. He's
Obi-Wan,
telling
I
us.
think he is gonna. I mean, I don't know if these are spoilers, but just when I was trying to find an image, like it looks like Obi-Wan's going to be on the show, which does make sense as it's 5 years before New Hope. And
That's fun.
like Darth Maul, but I don't, and I understand Darth Maul was in Clone Wars, but in Phantom Menace, I saw him get his. Well, we saw him alive in Solo, but apparently that's also all connected.
well, we know that there's cloning technology, at least in the Star Wars universe,
Right, and we know that there's a Darth Maul's trial. And everybody
know
at
about
home,
that.
the alien is an Ugnaught, I believe, was those little guys.
Good knowledge.
Boy. Yeah, anyway.
Good knowledge, Ryan.
Or nut or something.
Pug nut,
Nut.
Oh,
but I think they're
Pug
called Ugnaughts.
Yeah. But Ryan, great knowledge about how to use the internet there. I think that's really good.
Yeah, I Googled Star Wars alien small pug nut because I was like, it's something like that. And Ugnaught showed up. And I'm like, I think that's the one I'm thinking of. But I know better than to just like Google stuff and then show you guys the results. Because on one time,
goodness,
when we Googled Thundercats, and it was like Thundercats.
All those dirty cats.
Yeah. I was like, how in the world would there be Thundercats cartoon porn? That's so.
And you would have thought that Ryan would have learned his lesson after that, but no.
He wanted to see Ugnaught. He wanted to see Ugnaughts.
What was the other one? There was another one, wasn't it?
You Googled like what the new MySpace was or something, and you ended up like showing us some dude's dick or something.
Yeah. That was a MySpace. It was on that MySpace picture. And then you know what? When I went right back to it, it was gone. So it had been deleted by that social media company, But
Well,
just
I
for
think
that,
it just maybe cycles through the different profiles.
maybe.
I think that's
I
what
just
it
thought
is.
that just for that, he got it through for like 30 seconds, and that happened to be that's right when we were
Perfect, right when you
clicking on it.
search.
You guys are like, what kind of social media site is this? But it's like this mock.
Brian, what kind of social media site do you belong to?
Not MySpace. I mean, technically, I guess still MySpace, because unless you cancel anyway.
I
What do you
never
think
found any
Tom
way
is
to
doing?
delete my MySpace.
What
Tom
the
is probably he's doing okay. He told me that
How's
he told me
Tom
to say hi to
doing?
you guys. He said,
No, I used
to
to be
say
friends
hi.
with him on MySpace.
Oh, I still am. You know, he's still hanging out in that same chair in that same classroom, and he's just doing
with
his
his
thing.
white shirt.
It's called Space Hay. Space Hay. I just
Oh, that
Googled
Please
just
don't-
sounds
I'm not
like
sure.
trouble.
Please
No,
don't
it just-
show us, Ryan.
It just looks like MySpace, dude.
Mm-hmm.
Don't show us though.
Yeah, look.
No.
Okay, wait.
don't
No,
do
no,
it.
wait. Hang on. I'm checking first to make sure
Oh,
it's safe.
No, just don't even do it. Just I'm just gonna leave. I'm just gonna
No,
go.
look. It's just like a MySpace
It
clone.
is.
See?
It's Space Head.
And there's another penis shot.
What? No.
Hey, where?
Wait, no. Okay, I got scared. I'm like, what's going? Why do they keep tricking us like this?
I
And
wanna
by us,
see.
I mean
Tricking
me.
you.
Anyway.
All right, Ryan. What's
It
next?
looks
What's the
like
next game
MySpace.
we're playing?
Brought back
Okay,
memories.
well, let's just talk for a moment about what we didn't like about this show, because this show really deserves a lot of vitriol and hate, especially starting with Jen, because she texted me before this thing and she was like, OMG, is this thing over yet? So I'm assuming that means that it went slowly for you, Jen.
No, it felt like 25 minutes, but I had to remember I had ADD in the middle of it. So
Those of you at
faster.
home know that ADD is not something that shows up for a minute. You either have it or you don't, but please continue, Jen.
I mean, like a session.
It's not
of
like
it.
a Hulu commercial that just
Yeah, but
pops
I
up.
have many issues with it. But sometimes if a show's interesting, I stay in it. This time I had an episode,
When
Yes,
did you
okay.
watch it?
an ADD episode, just
During
one.
the episode.
Mm.
Okay.
There could be flare-ups, just like some other.
Exactly.
So at what point was that you had that episode?
I don't even remember. I blacked out. So maybe like
Well, blacking out is not, this is alcohol.
Yeah.
This is
I
Maybe
think
I'll-
maybe you need to
Well,
see
I
a
was
doctor. I just guessing. I don't know.
She's like, my ADD kicked in. I threw up, passed out. I woke up with my sock on my head. You know, ADD, you know.
Yeah.
I asked Ryan if we're going to watch the first episode. It's a two-parter. Do we watch both parts or just
Yeah,
the first?
I didn't watch the second.
Just the first.
Yeah, no, but
Well,
when I
you
asked that, it
didn't.
was-
You might still though, but
I might
group-
still.
right, it was a group conversation. Well, actually, I won't say what you said in your answer in that text.
We'll say it
Kind of-
later. We'll say it later.
What
In
What
the
I
Like-
late-
said, Josh. So
What's that?
what I said, Josh.
No, what Jen said in that.
Oh, I
text.
didn't look at what Jen said. I don't read her.
Yes, you
shit.
did. You ha it.
It was revealing.
We'll talk about it
stay
later.
tuned until later when we
At the
find
end-
out.
At the end of the
Oh,
episode.
oh, it was a one-word thing. Okay, you guys are making mountains out of Star Wars molehills. Anyway,
Wait, no, it was 2 words, I think. Wait, let me look at my.
It was one word, but
So
you
I'll tell you guys what I didn't.
please,
like about
thank
the
you,
show.
Michael. Good gravy.
I didn't
Oh
like.
yeah, one
that-
word.
I didn't like that big green dude who was like constantly harassing the kid. Like,
Hey,
like, okay, it's like-
Zeb.
yeah, he's like, oh, well, I'm just gonna kill him. I'm gonna throw him out the airlock. It's like, yeah, we get it. He's got a temper. We get it. We got it from the first time that he was punching all the stormtroopers. We don't need to have it constantly thrown in our faces.
He only did it like a dozen times.
Yeah, in a,
Like
in a
the full
25-minute
It's like
episode. Yeah.
20
Yeah.
minutes of the 25
So once
minutes.
every 2 minutes, he was harassing the kid. Okay.
I agree. I didn't even think about that, but that was kind of annoying.
It's repetitive. Josh, what did you not like about it?
I didn't like that I wasn't watching it with you. No,
Thank you. Don't take that back. Don't take that from me.
oh, okay, sorry.
Yeah. We should
Um,
have done what do you call it? A watch party.
Yeah.
I didn't like that I didn't care about Ezra. Like I feel like right away at the beginning we care about Luke Skywalker. We're interested. We care about Aladdin. But for some reason there is no reason to be rooting for him.
Well, you know why? That's because everybody was better than Ezra.
Okay.
Okay. I
See,
didn't.
Jen,
love-
that's a band from like the 90s, Jen.
Yeah, I got it, and I didn't
Yeah.
want it, but it still was thrown in my face anyway. So
What kind of music did they do?
I don't know. It's
like
like
alternative.
yeah, grungy wannabe kind of stuff.
Okay.
Anyway, well,
That's what I didn't like. I didn't really like Ezra.
Ryan, what did you not like about this show? You've told us plenty of things already, so let's talk about what we liked about the show.
Did I? I don't think I said anything that I didn't like about it.
Basically,
All right, what didn't you
everything.
like about it?
So the Better Than Ezra song that you would know was called Good. And they say it was good a living with you. Wow. That's what they say.
I don't think either of them would know that. Okay, but
They should.
What didn't do you not like about this show?
I guess those two, the main character, I guess, Ezra and the ponytail guy, I just didn't really care. I'm just not big on a child character surrounded by adults. Like that's been done a million times over. And I get that's what they kind of have to do with Star Wars and with Disney and stuff. But to me, as an adult, I find the adult characters more interesting than the fucking child. And I'm like, how many times am I going to have to watch the same story of the child with mysterious talents and like, oh boy, I'm like, okay, God dang, like I don't care. I don't care about the kid.
Which character you think a child would identify with?
Probably Darth Vader. So thank goodness they added him in last minute is what I hear.
Oh, thank goodness for that.
But that was just stuff I didn't really care about. There was actually nothing that bothered me about this show. I was fine with it. And I thought the music was good too. Good knowledge, guys.
But what did we like about this show?
For me, it was everything else I was okay with.
And the music.
Anything
is
jump
great,
out?
incredible. Source music from John Williams. Like
Mhm.
it's just some of the best music ever. It just gives you the feels.
Mm-hmm.
And just seeing ships, like even just imagery, seeing Star Destroyers and seeing
TIE
TIE
fighters.
It just
Yeah.
worked perfectly. Yeah.
I liked seeing all the recognizable aliens, those kind of member berries things, but for aliens is what I like the best. Sorry, what were you saying, Jen?
I was just gonna say the animation I really liked. I know I don't think Michael liked it, right? But I liked it because it's like, I don't know, that's what like attracts me, like the colors and how it looks. And so that was my
Aw.
favorite part of it.
The thing that I liked the most, I did like the show quite a bit, but the thing that I liked the most was just the idea that we get to follow the development of a force sensitive character that's not being raised and trained by the Jedi or the Sith. So this is like a wild card character who's got these force powers, and I like that we start to see these little inklings that he's having. He was drawn to the lightsaber through these through the tinklings of the force, and so we get to see like how is this guy going to be raised if he's not being raised as a Jedi or Sith. So
Didn't we see that in the Bad Batch? Isn't that what that little girl was too?
yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Okay.
I forgot the Bad Batch already.
Me too. Yeah.
Me too. Except for that part. And maybe a little bit. No, I think that's it. Well, speaking of that's it, everybody. It's time to talk about Jolly Josh Sussman, your favorite part of the day. Here it comes, Josh. Talk about yourself.
Okay. I was born as a
No
youth.
questions, just go.
And when I live in Los Angeles now.
Wait, you were not born as an adult?
Correct. But when I decided to move across the country, I left as a 20-year-old and I was driving to LA and I timed the trip to wind up in Las Vegas on my 21st birthday.
Oh, fun.
Now, my birthday is on December 30th.
Ooh, it
but I
was cold.
get to there December 29th and it's around 9 p.m. And the casinos in Vegas, they carded me.
And just like
right
there
away.
in winter,
And
you froze.
I'm from New Jersey. There's a 3-hour time difference. I'm already 21 years old, which makes perfect sense. I showed them my New Jersey driver's license, and the bouncers were like, "You have to be 21 in Vegas," and they didn't understand, even though I was born in New Jersey. So then, 3 hours later, I was able to go into the casino, and then the next day it was New Year's Eve, and I drove and I arrived in Los Angeles January 1st. And I began my journey here. And then I met Ryan 5 years later in 2010 at Jerry's Deli of Ventura Boulevard, which no longer exists.
I
Wow,
know,
that
that
long
made me
ago.
No,
sad.
it doesn't. Oh man.
It doesn't. It made me
Nothing
sad when
does.
I found out it doesn't exist.
They're one of the victims of COVID, Jerry's Deli.
Yeah, they all died.
Mm.
All the shops
was
and
wearing-
stores.
I was wearing a Star Trek shirt, and that's what made me catch Ryan's eye. And Ryan was like, ooh, I'm gonna talk to that boy over there. And I think
Sounds
that's
like Ryan.
And Ryan, I wore that very same Star Trek shirt when I saw you the other day at the 10 Forward Lounge.
Mhm.
Whoa.
You were wearing a little jacket over it.
I had a blazer.
Yeah.
Yes. Some people in LA do something called blazing, and that's not wearing a blazer. I don't do that. That's slang for.
It's a pizza place, right?
Yes. Oh, that is true. I'll plug Blaze Pizza, where you get to. It's like
Make your own
Subway, but
pizza.
for pizza. You
Yeah.
make your own toppings.
I mean, we like Blaze Pizza, but it's no Purell. Am I right?
Mm.
Well, afterwards, you could clean up your hands afterwards. No, you don't. Don't inject it. I know.
It's
The
toothpaste,
president-
not food, Michael.
Oh, Michael. No, was that Lysol. We don't. We
That was
don't
hand
inject it in our-
sanitizer.
I thought it was Tide Pods.
Oh, those are good.
Those are like chiclets.
But I'll tell you just a couple more details about myself,
Please.
because this is the
Okay.
me time, right?
That's you.
Okay. Actually, I'm running on empty, but
Josh, I
Ever-
wanted to ask you about a television show that you're on right now.
ask it.
Tell us about the television show that you're on right now.
That's not a
Oh.
question. That was a statement.
Can you
or-
please tell us
Okay.
about the television show you're on right now?
Well, there's Mr. Mayor, and in this season, you can see the last time you saw me there was their holiday special, which was so exciting because my whole life I grew up wanting to be in a holiday special. So that was extra exciting. And in this new season of Mr. Mayor, I'm in episodes 1 and 4, but we filmed those before the holiday special, and then the holiday special came out earlier. So how about that? That was filmed later in the season, yet it came out first. Magic of
Television
TV.
magic. Yep.
Musicians are like, you should have been in 1, 4, and 5. That would have been cool.
Mm.
Oh, why would musicians say that?
It's just a
Again.
thing. Yeah, it's just a thing. When you said 1 and 4,
Yeah.
I immediately was like, please say 5. Like it completes the.
It needs to resolve.
journey.
It needs to
Yeah.
resolve.
So that's exciting. So Mr. Mayor, I'm just part of the office. Ted Danson is the mayor of Los Angeles, and I work for him. I'm in his office. My character is a little eccentric. So I had to use some acting and stuff to pull it off. But now I'm looking forward. That season we already finished filming. We'll see. I hope it gets picked up for another season.
I
That would be
actually
cool.
love the show. I have to tell you, I really love the show.
Aw.
Thank you,
I
Jen.
do. I watch every episode. Can't wait for the new one to come out.
Me too.
Yeah,
Anything by Tina Fey, really. But
She hasn't been on set because I've heard her voice on Zoom. She watches on Zoom. But I was told she actually was there for one of the episodes, but I wasn't there in that one, so I missed her. So
Actually, we reviewed Mr. Mayor. Everybody can check that one out. And I finally watched the second episode
so you still haven't seen Josh then.
not even a week ago because I was flying back from the Star Trek cruise, and people right now are doing math. This is pre-recorded. Just kidding. It's totally live. And on that flight, it's like, oh,
It was a
can watch-
secret Star Trek cruise only
Yeah.
for special people.
Yeah.
They're like, you can watch stuff on Delta or United or American, whatever it was. And so I go and I click on the whatever on my laptop, and there was Mr. Mayor. I was like, cool, I'll finally watch that second episode. And about 8 minutes in, they're like, oh, please close your laptops and put your upright tables in a whatever position. I was like, oh, so I watched 8 minutes of the second episode.
Okay, you're getting closer to episode 5.
I
which
sure am. I can't wait.
I first appear in season 1, episode 5, 7. the holiday special, I don't know if they're counting that as part of season 1 or 2, or if it's just an in between.
You should watch the Star Wars holiday special.
Oh, do you think they'll ever put that on Disney Plus?
Mhm.
I know they've wanted to erase it. They had a new holiday special, a Lego holiday special. Did you watch that?
No.
Oh,
Okay, but that is a very good question. Everybody at home, the Star Wars holiday special. We've got some pretty strong feelings on it. Do you think Disney's going to put it on Disney Plus because they're like, we want all your everythings for us? Or are they going to be like, except that? let's pretend that never happened.
They did put like some super old Ewok cartoon.
the Ewok special. There were 2 live action Ewok specials.
Well, yeah, they put those both up on Disney Plus.
But the holiday special, I don't think, like, maybe it was part of George Lucas's deal. Who knows? Because I know he's not gonna have.
Uh-oh, you guys were losing Jen. Okay, we're losing Jen. She's like, can we just do the bottom line? You got it, Jen. Everybody check out Jolly Josh's information in the description box below, as well as Jen's. Check them out, follow them, and let them know how wonderful they are. Mike's telling you where it is. It's right there. Here it comes. It's time for the bottom line.
The bottom line.
The bottom line.
Ah, nice. Everybody's doing it now. It's a thing. It's a thing. The bottom line.
So it's the final 2 questions of the show. Some call it the terrible twos. Others call it bottom line. Everybody calls it the bottom line. Question number 1 is, Michael Kenyon Rosenberg, on a scale of 1 to 10, this is where it gets rough and ready. What would you give this first episode of Star Wars Rebels entitled Spark of Rebellion Part 1?
I'm giving this a 6.25. 6.25. 6.
That's 5/8.
25. 6 1/4.
5/8. Not bad.
6 1/4. Yep.
By the way, when that thing said the title was Spark of the Rebellion, I got to be honest. My first thought was, and I even wrote this, I said, first thought is the title, another freaking rebellion. So everything's about like, ooh, the rebel, the rebellion, the spark of a rebellion. Can you come up with something else? Anyway.
Ryan, Star Wars did the rebellion way back in the 70s. That they started the rebellion.
I know. And what I'm saying is all of their shows, it feels like all of their shows are about a rebel group, a group rebelling against this. And I'm like, isn't that what all of their shows are about, basically? And so when I saw the title Spark of the Rebellion, I was like, oh, how different. Anyway, Josh, Michael gave it a 6.25. What would you give it?
3.8.
Ooh.
Wow. I was off on that one.
I like
We
that.
all know-
like some mystery.
We all know Sussman's law means that he did not like it.
It's just below the line of liking or not liking.
Well, a couple notches below the line.
But
Yeah.
it's not a 1, meaning there's some, it's not getting a 1.
It's a
So
new hope.
you're saying there is a new hope.
Josh, why so low?
So, you're asking about the Ron Howard film? Why? Because people liked Han, and they thought he should get his own movie and see how he met Chewbacca. So that's why Solo existed. But I wonder if they should have done deep fake technology with Harrison Ford instead of Alden Brock, whatever his name is. It just filled the screen changed for a moment.
I know.
Did you feature me? Why did that happen?
Well, we just didn't want you to be able to get away from all the shit you were talking about Star Wars.
I love Star Wars. I love Star Wars, and I have high expectations, and I want to love Star Wars. And this first episode, it's not great. If this wasn't Star Wars, if it didn't have music and familiar aliens and ships, and it was just something else, how would this be as a first episode if you take the Star Wars out of it? And I think that's what when I say
That's
people
a very
are
good way to
manipulated
judge things.
and blinded by. Like if we never had Star Wars and we didn't have the nostalgia and we just watched this, who the cares? Excuse my language.
But it is, and we do.
Jen?
Yeah,
Yes. It's not
Scale of
getting,
1 to 10?
I'm not going big. It doesn't, it's like my voice doesn't pick up. It's still on Ryan. I didn't get a big screen.
you're on my big screen.
Yeah,
I
me
wasn't
too.
on my big screen. Damn it. I give it a 6.5. Now you spotlighted me. Thank you. I give it
Thank
now I
you.
don't like it. It's too big.
Are you laughing
I-
just because Josh was drinking water? She's like, now that's funny. Someone
I
drinking
give that
water.
a 10. I give that a 10.
Ah,
The show a 6.5. Because I agree with Josh, and I never thought of it that way. How if you take all, because you said it before, how if you take out all the little things, like a Star Wars fan would be like, oh, but I loved it because this character was there, or they brought this alien back. If you take that out, how would somebody enjoy it? I didn't even think of it like that, but that's a really good point. I think I give it a 6.5 because I like didn't say like I didn't enjoy some parts, like some parts pulled me in a little bit and I was interested in it, like kind of like the whole Aladdin thing. I was like really curious about it and I was pulled into it a little bit. So I wouldn't say like I hated it. So I felt like a 6.5 is good because I didn't hate it, but I didn't like love it either.
Mm-hmm.
That makes sense.
Josh,
Mhm.
is that a fair score under Sussman's Law?
It seems a little generous for her feelings. I feel like she's more of a neutral 5.
Mhm.
If you want to redo your answer, Jen, if like 6.5 seems more generous.
Maybe because I really disliked, like I couldn't stay focused in Bad Batch, and I don't even know what I gave that. I hope I didn't give it higher than that, and I was really generous. So I feel like this was a little bit more like I could stay focused in it, and I kind of like enjoyed some of the. I enjoyed the storyline.
Okay,
But I just
so that
don't
makes sense then.
Yeah, that's I couldn't explain it. So I enjoyed the storyline of it, but maybe because it was the first episode, the characters didn't come out to me, like all the little things didn't come out to me. But I enjoyed the storyline. I thought the storyline was really cool, and I thought they were kind of getting in that direction, but I kind of didn't love it. Like, so maybe a 6. Then is that okay, Josh? A 6, okay?
I mean, it's up to you, but that sounds
I'll go with a 6 then. So we
more
can go
honest.
in
You guys are
between.
making me go back and change what you.
I love when Ryan's life becomes difficult.
Yeah.
He has to
What are
change
we-
a number on a spreadsheet. What are you guys doing to him?
Right? What did I give the
Selfish.
Bad Batch though? I really hope I didn't give it
I was
more than
You have to
checking.
have people have to watch to find that out.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. I checked.
That's a great tactic to get viewers.
Yeah,
And,
that's the only way we can get people to watch our old shows.
Suspenseful.
So, but
The
we all
Bad
want to know
Batch
what Ryan
is-
gives this one.
The Bad Batch is WTF episode number 60. So check that out. That's with Scott Baker and Jennifer Durst. And now is time to hear what I have to say about this show. I am giving it a 7.
Wow.
Because
That's a shocker.
there was nothing really wrong with it. It was fine. It was easy to watch. There was nothing that really bothered me. There was some, a couple eye roll things. Like I said, it started off on the wrong foot with me. I was like, oh, another Rebel show. Oh, you don't say. Just like the first 9 movies, just like Solo, just like all the shows are about Rebel. I'm just like, dude, you guys, we get it. A group of rebels. Now, obviously, it's a fun trope and we enjoy it, but just the fact that they used the word in the title kind of triggered me. I was like, oh God, everything's about
Obviously.
rebels. I didn't realize it until then.
I think it's because you went in with less expectations and then you got a little bit more.
It just was it was an easy watch. Like I said, I liked most of the characters, and the ones I didn't like, I didn't dislike. It was just fine. It was easy. It moved quickly. We saw a lot of cool aliens that I recognized, and that's what I like. I like it when I go, whoa, it makes it feel authentic, I go, oh, there's one of those guys. There's one of these guys. There's one of that. Yeah.
Familiar.
So I'm giving it a 7. Easy watch. Fine overall. Michael.
Josh, you want to weigh in on Sussman's Law here?
Yeah, I dare you.
I accept.
Okay.
No challenge here.
All right, cool.
See, Jen, he knows
I know.
better.
I have to word things better, I guess.
You let him steamroll you.
You let you bully you.
No,
Yeah.
I have to word things better, but he helped me realize that it was a 6 and not a 6.5.
I just
Well,
helped
okay,
her
Ryan.
figure out what she already knew.
Mhm.
Well, what Josh is trying to say is that for the purposes of this podcast, we all had to watch the first episode of Star Wars Rebels. But now that the podcast is over and we're free to move about the internet, Michael Kenyon Rosenberg, would you or would you not, of your own volition, watch the second episode?
You know I would. It's I want to see more of this Inquisitor. I kind of want to like try to convince my wife to start watching this show before Obi-Wan comes out so that we can get a view of the Inquisitor, so that when Obi-Wan comes out, we'll be like, whoa, that's from Rebels. We saw that dude in Rebels. That's the same dude. So, you know, being one of those guys that does that thing that I just did. And I'm not ashamed. I am proud of it, as a matter of fact. Josh.
Mhm. Okay, no, it's nice. It is nice, but it's not enough. I'll answer right now if I would watch the second one.
Okay.
Sounds like a great
We're all
idea.
dying to know.
There's a lot of episodes, and I think I would maybe search for essential episodes, especially because of characters like Obi-Wan are going to be on in Darth Maul, and this could be important for later things in the live action shows I do watch. I would watch a handful of episodes or search which ones are there, but I don't think I would want to go through the entire series, and I feel like there'd be a lot of filler. But I would definitely watch more episodes, and I think other episodes might be more interesting than this one that just introduced these rebels.
But it sounds like you're
Rebels.
saying you would not watch the second episode.
It's sounding like that, yes. Oh yeah,
But is
that's
it-
true. No, but this is a different thing, because how many shows would you say I wouldn't watch the second one? And usually most shows are serialized and you would watch chronologically. But I think this is a show that you could pick up and just watch a handful and maybe be okay with that.
I wouldn't be okay with that.
Are you okay with me doing that? Or
Oh yeah, I'm fine with you doing it. I'm just saying, for me personally, I'm not the kind of guy that wants to
I'm
do
gonna go in
that.
order. Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
Yes.
Because then you might watch
So-
an episode where something happens, and you're like, wait, why did that happen? And then it's like answered in an episode that came earlier.
Well, right
I
now-
just didn't care enough with this show.
Right now, everyone at home is just saying, you guys, all we care about is what can Ryan type into the spreadsheet? Yes or no?
Just keep right.
That's all they're
Oh,
asking.
no.
They're
Wait,
demanding.
How do you think my
No.
answer?
He's
He
saying
answered
no
no.
to the second.
Okay.
Yeah.
Has
That's
anyone
what-
ever answered in this?
That's what we
other-
guessed,
Okay.
because you were very fussy about this episode. So if you said yes, we would have been thrown off.
Yeah.
But are you thrown off or surprised that I said I would watch other ones in anticipation of Obi-Wan?
Mm.
Not necessarily. This one tracks with your score that you gave it to.
And
Because-
audience, leave in the comments if you think me and Jen should come back and review Obi-Wan.
Yes.
So you want to know what we think? I'm
Especially
expecting
us.
to like it. I'm announcing in advance.
Might be
Oh,
too
now it'll be
soon,
so
but,
awkward if I'm not invited to that episode.
We'll see.
Yeah, it might be too soon. for
When
you
is
guys
it?
to come
When does
back.
it premiere again?
May.
March 25th. I
gonna-
thought?
May.
Oh, May 25th.
I thought it was May. Yeah.
Yeah. Then yeah, we may. Jen.
Oh yeah, May 25th. You
Yeah,
guys
that's
are right.
easy.
Okay.
Uh,
Oh yeah. Come on back.
Okay, we're coming back.
May
Don't come back now,
be. Jen, yes or no? Would you watch the second episode of Your Own Volition? It's a toughie for you. You're right on the cusp.
Yeah, I'm on the cusp. I'm curious enough to try and watch the second episode here. Like
Ah,
curious.
he's try
I-
curious.
I'm curious because I probably said this before, but there's times I watch the first episode or something. I'm like, oh my God, I immediately watch the second, or I'm like, okay, I have to watch it. I have to keep watching it. With this, it's like, I'm curious enough to like want to see the second to see where it goes. Kind of like what Josh said, because maybe it's going to help with Obi, like all that stuff. And I'm curious to see if I start to enjoy the characters more with the story. Because like I said, I do enjoy the storyline. So it's like, I want to watch the second, but I don't I don't think I am.
You don't want to not watch
Yeah.
the second.
I'm gonna try. So I don't know how you could write that in your spreadsheet.
Sounds like a
But-
yes to me.
Are you more
I'm
likely to
gonna
watch
try.
other episodes though that might be essential or episodes?
Well,
that
the question isn't will you or won't you? The question is would you?
I
Of your own
would. I
volition.
would.
Yeah.
I don't know if I am, but I would watch it. Yeah.
Right. We don't hold you to it. Believe me, we
No.
do
I
not
know.
watch
I know.
the
There's-
second.
Exactly.
Ryan and I watch enough shows that we can't
Yeah.
watch.
And that's another thing.
everything.
I'm watching so many other shows right now that I'm enjoying. So it's like almost in my head, like I'll watch those first because I can't wait to see those episodes. This one, I'm like, oh, if I'm sitting at home, oh, I forgot. Okay, let me watch the second.
It's
Like
only a half
Mr.
hour
Mayor.
or two.
Mr.
Yeah, it's
Mayor
25
starring Josh
And
Sussman.
then Mr. Mayor's coming out now.
Right.
I got another show that I got
Yeah,
to
once you're out of Mr. Mayor's, then
Exactly.
Well, that's it, everybody.
Nope.
Nothing else to be done.
there's
It
one
is-
more thing.
Oh,
That we
would
have to
Ryan
do.
watch the
Yeah,
second
we
episode of his
do.
own volition? You know,
We're contractually obligated to have this answer.
you are correct. So I have no real pull to watch this second episode, but I would watch the second theoretically because it's an easy watch and it's fine, and you know, it's got enjoyable elements. So it's a yes from me. Will I?
Plus, we want to
But-
see what happens to all those Wookiees.
Oh yeah, I forgot about those guys.
Now, should
Anyway.
we talk about our text message and tell them what we said? That we all thought
Okay,
it was
so
spoiled?
I guess because everybody was like dying to know. Jen or Josh put a picture of the fact that it had a part 1 and part 2. And Josh says it's a 2-part episode. Am I watching both parts or just one? And Jen said, ooh, good question. And I said, just the first one. The second one is dead to me. And then Jen
Jen wrote-
said, phew.
Like not few, F-E-W, P-H-E-W.
Like feast. Right?
Ah, okay. Like that's like how you spell feast.
like
Like-
relief.
Yeah, but that
Like
doesn't mean
feast.
that didn't give anything away to me.
Well, it did. Ryan, how come the second one was dead to you?
Yeah. Oh,
It was
that-
just
but
a
then-
joke.
making a joke.
Yeah, exactly.
You
See,
did right. You haven't
Mike
even
gets
seen
it.
the first
I
one.
even said,
I
because
haven't
Josh
even
then
seen the
said,
first one.
are these lots of hints that will help the predictions portion? And I said, maybe, but here's another hint. I haven't watched it yet. So that
And then you winked at me. You did a wink emoji.
Oh, that's true. So the wink throws it off. It throws it off.
And then I sent a GIF winking back at you.
What's a
oh,
gift?
with Joey Tribbiani.
Yes.
Oh, you mean a GIF?
Oh,
A gift.
yes. A GIF.
Spell and be spelled. Jim.
So everybody at home, my apologies.
What are you apologizing for?
Nothing. Here it comes, everybody.
It's another joke. It's another Ryan joke. You just have to understand Ryan's brand of humor, which is he loves it when people get confused. He just dies laughing at that kind of stuff.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Bye.
Get going laughing or get moving dying. I don't know what that means. This podcast was brought to you accidentally by Purell.
Ah. This podcast tastes way better than that Purell.
This podcast was happy. It was filled with wonderful people.
Aw.
Mhm.
I was
Mostly
gonna-
Josh.
Yeah, you were just wonderful. This podcast was actually a lot of fun.
Actually, I mean, our other podcasts are not fun.
My prediction was that it wasn't going to be fun, but now it's fun. I'm
So
just
everybody
kidding.
at
boy.
home, if
I'm
you'd
just
like us,
kidding. It's always fun.
if you'd like us to review a show, in the comments below, just say WTF and the show you'd like us to review, and tell us what you thought of this this fun episode or the series as a whole. Let us know your thoughts. We're dying to know, because who knows if we're ever going to watch it. And always remember, please, what Mr. Michael Canyon Rosenberg likes to say, which is,
Don't forget to register to be an organ donor with Donate Life. Just go to Donate Life, go click on the register button, and then it'll take you to your state, type in your information, and then sign a waiver. And now all you have to do is just go there and click a few buttons. It's super easy. Even if you're already registered, like when you went to the DMV and you registered, I like to register 2 or 3 times a day just for fun. But after you've
Very
done
fun.
that at least 90 times, then don't forget also to watch the first of things.